Beaver, are you in here already? Oh, come on, bitrate. Pick it up. Oh, I'm on my Wi-Fi. Ugh. Hey, people over. What network am I on? I am on the wrong network. That's what the problem is. Let's try this. Couple more minutes. All right, I want to be using that instead of this. What? Where did it go? Couple more minutes, and we'll get started. There's a possibility that in a second I'm going to get disconnected, though. So just to stand by. I want... Okay, I think I got it. I think we're good to get going in about a minute. See if anybody else joins us tonight. How does the music sound tonight? You sounding good? All right, we're at 9 o'clock. Let's get this going. So last night, what happened last night? We went throughout town. We went to, we went and earned some money by pickpocketing, by playing a dice game, and uh, we fought. So first thing we did was we followed Rain, and Rain led us to uh, a the shop, and in the shop he was buying, or they were buying, gears and stuff for the robotic arm. Um, let's minimize so we can see who we're talking about. That was Rain. We walk in, and Rain was very grumpy towards us, of course. Typical Rain. Afterwards, we went and followed. I think we followed Ribcage next. And Ribcage ended up. Um, he went to a fighting ring, and we bet against him, regretfully, because he won. I was hoping to kind of think that he was going to play the game, and I, oops. Um, then we went and followed Opal right here, and Opal was um, she went to the post office and showed that she actually has people that she sends stuff to, and the postman sent it out for her. Um, didn't get too much details out of it because I rolled poorly. Um, also, while I was in the shop, the secondhand store, I bought a tricorn hat, so now I'm a true pirate. And where did we go from there? Um, that set us to where we are right now. We are about to head into the Siren's Shanty. Um, just a heads up, I am currently working on switching over from the old character sheet to the new one, so there might be items missing from it. Bear with me. Uh, the new style character sheet's a lot fancier, so I'm excited. Oh, right, and my unarmed strike only does 1 damage. That's not right. That's what I wanted to fix. It should be doing... Monk's unarmed strike should do uh, attack as dex plus proficient. So let's fix that first. I'm gonna fix this before we get going. Is this a separate attack though? Could I just drag another attack in? That'd be nice. My FPS is really low tonight, which I don't like. It's causing flickering here. So we're gonna do monks, unarmed. Let's see, does something show up for it? Focus. If I just do monk. There's a big delay. Can you fix it, please? Not. What's the delay? Are we talking from when I talk to when it comes through? Or is it me to what I'm doing? My voice to what I'm doing? Thanks, unarmed strike. So far, it seems the chat is very delayed. Um, Not much I can do about that, really, sadly. Um, I don't think. I don't think there is. I'll have to look into it. There's usually a little bit of a delay just because streaming, that's how it works, sadly. So the unarmed needs to be a dexterity plus a proficient. So let's go back over to my new character sheet. Let me minimize this one. I'm proficient in it, but this needs to switch over to dexterity. Let's attack, and oops, damage is 1d4 plus dex. Oh, damage. Should be dexterity here. Damage dice type 1d. Let's say d4 plus dex. 1d4. 1d4 plus 3. That looks right. What about my short sword? Would be 1d6. I think it also needs to be on dex. Um, and then we'll be good to go. Walk into the tavern that the captain told us to meet him in at the end of the day, before dusk. Um, dex plus proficient, 1d6 plus dex. That's for my short sword. Short sword. Dexterity. One d6 plus dexterity. All right, I'll be here. Did it not save? It didn't save. All right, 5, 1d. That looks better. Much better. All right. Well, let's get going. Nevin, are you here? Did I see you pop in? Oh, there you go. New sheets look like a pain. So far, it's not terrible. I like the layout a lot better. Um, I don't know. We're gonna see tonight. Um, we'll see. That's all I can really say. And with that, the Siren Shanty is heaving with life, raucous and wild. The first thing that happens is a pirate is thrown out of the window, classic, glass shards scattering across the pavement and creating a terrible crash. The ejected pirate grumbles, dusts himself down, and heads back in. You follow. It's loud in the pub. There's a band playing music in the corner, dodging bottles thrown in irritation of or appreciation. Pirates crowded around tables gamble on cards and make merry from bottles poured into pewter tankards. In the corner, a group of people are playing a complicated-looking game with sheets of paper and dice. A ginger-haired woman rolls an icosahedron, and the table cheers when it comes up as a 20. It all seems a bit complicated to you. Oh, did it not refresh? It did not refresh. Oh, thank you for the update. That is EPUB. Properties. Restart capture. There we go. 161. Everything else is up to date. Let me make sure it's... Yep. All right, good. A ginger-haired woman rolls an icosahedron, and the table cheers when it comes up as a 20. It all seems a bit complicated to you. Luckily, you soon spot Randy at the bar in conversation with the barkeeper. The captain and the bartender are chatting happily, but you can see a new cut across his cheekbone and a bloody knife in her hand. Seems like they had a bit of an altercation before catching up.
Ah, there you are,
The captain calls to you.
thought the bay might have swallowed you up. Glad to see you're still in one piece. Emmy, a drink for our friend.
The barmaid raises her eyes to you. She's a burly dwarf with a beautiful copper-colored beard, plaited into intricate braids. Sea glass beads are run through it to give it an eye-catching sparkle. Oh, who's this? Oh, and who's this poor soul, Randy?
A new member. For now, anyway. Helping us make a ransom tonight.
Oh, gods, be careful. Randy's a bit fast and loose when it comes to plans, Emmy sighs. He clutches at his heart, playful again.
You wound me, Emmy.
And then to you.
Besides, that's the old me. I have grown into a goblin who believes.
A glass of ale is passed to you, offered along with a hand from the bartender. Emmy Sunderhammer, owner and proprietor of the Siren Shanty. Pleasure. You shake her hand and pleasantly surprised to find that the ale isn't watered down. Randy leaves you to get acquainted and finds himself a seat at a nearby table that just became vacant due to an unfortunate stabbing. Jeez. All right, we talking to Emmy, or are we gonna forego that conversation and go join Randy at the table? As a drunken master, what would I do? Talking to friend Liquor Lady. Good call. Go to 184. Come on. Click 184. Click 184. It went to 184. Brum, brum, brum. Nice. You turn to the bartender for some more conversation about Brigand's Bay and the captain. Let's ask about the pub, or do we ask about the captain, or Brigand's Bay, or ask about the region, any places of interest? Talk about her pub, talk about the captain, Brigand's Bay, or region. Yeah, we need to know more about Captain. 117. It went to 117. Oh my gosh, this makes me happy. Emmy rolls her eyes. The captain has been a thorn in my side since I opened the place. More trouble than he's worth, I think. Sometimes. The captain grins from his table. It's strange to see him so at ease. Uh,
But Emmy, you forget that I keep things fun around here.
Fun? I hardly call a crossbow bolt through the window every single time fun. She whips a dishcloth at him. He snatches it out of the air with a quick hand, grinning devilishly. Even when playful, he won't be caught on the back foot. All right. The pub, the bay, or regions of interest? Somebody joined. Welcome. Oh, more people joined. We got a party tonight. All right, we're gonna talk. We're gonna ask Emmy about her pub. 167. Come on, click to the right place. Yeah. Ah, the tavern is named for my wife, my Pearl. She's a mermaid, so she's in and out of this tide. She's in and out with the tide. You probably won't see her today, I'm afraid. But the two of us financed the building of this place off our own backs. I did smithing work around the town. She scoured the ocean floor for any sunken treasure.
And what she doesn't tell you is that her wife was the one who sank those treasure ships in the first place.
Randy Captain Randy shouts over, laughing. Emmy shrugs, and you can see a devious glint in her eye. She doesn't deny the accusation. Oh, they are a mischievous group, aren't they? Good to see you, Beaver. Even if it is for morsel support. Uh, she's a tempest of a woman, but I'd not trade her for the world. All right, do we ask about Brigands Bay or the region and places of interest? Or just go sit with Randy? Brigands Bay. Hey, welcome back. Brigands Bay, region, or Randy? I mean, it's where we are, so it's a pirate town. It might be worth knowing about. Oh, pigeon floof. Yeah. When are you not napping, floof? You don't have to answer that. But welcome to my stream. Um, let's ask about the bay. Good call. 133. 133. It's been a long time since I lived anywhere else, honestly. I've gotten used to my life. Plus, I make a pretty penny here. That's for certain.
Yes, the captain interjects, because if anyone else tries to set up a tavern, she burns them down, or gets her wife to sing them into the sea.
A dreamy look crosses Emmy's face. My Pearl. I miss her when the tide's out. Then she shrugs. Plus, doesn't hurt to have a monopoly on the bar business. Who needs competition when you could just keep the whole place locked down, eh? These are good, nice pirates. I like them. I guess we'll ask about the region. She replies when you ask about the region. I've not left the pub in many years, but Pearl tells me that the seas are beautiful and warm, and there are hundreds of islands to get shipwrecked on. None more famous, of course, than Oki Island, if it even exists, that is. You must show her some sign of interest in the name because she continues. Hmm, everyone talks about it, but seems like no one's ever been there. Some call it the Island of Giants, others the fruit basket of the seas. One weird old gnome came in here once, even talking about it as a vault of lies. All I know is that no ship I've encountered has ever braved the hazards. Emmy clears your drink away and pours you a fresh one. Tentacle monsters and raccoon dogs and whatnot. Sounds like a load of hooey to me. But somehow, anyone who works the sea in these parts just gets rich. That's why the pirates took over Brigand's Bay originally. It used to be a merchant outpost on the trade routes. All right, I think that we got enough information out of you, Emmy. Alternatively, you could just leave and go back to the chat with Captain Sharpsmile, 183. You join the captain at his table. He's sitting quietly alone and seems content in his solitude. But he greets you as you approach.
Funny how you can get some alone time among all of this.
The goblin says, waving a slow hand at the chaos around him.
The calm little isle of the storm right here at this table.
Randall Sharpsmile. A captain leaps up at the voice with a startled snarl, hand going to the sword at his hip.
Who's asking?
He demands. Aladir the jeweler, sir, responds the well-dressed elf approaching the table. Your crew sent for me to appraise some object of value.
Ah, of course,
The captain says with a wide grin.
not appraise, but examine. Here.
I should give her a tip. You're right, Nevin. I'll give her... yeah. Let's do it. What are we going to give her? We'll give her a gold. Yep. Ellie got some gold. Ellidier places a jeweler's loop in one eye and smirks, clearly readying himself for some pirate trinket or stolen junk. His jaw drops when Randy produces the egg. For those who don't know, the egg is a 7-inch tall, 7-inch. It was about that, yeah, about that tall. Egg that is a solid gem, but it's warm and it glows and it not glows. It's warm and it vibrates. His jaw drops when Randy produces the egg. That is spectacular! He reaches for the egg and caresses its smooth surface in awe, taking in the inscription on its bottom and nodding in a moment of understanding. Then he suddenly snatches his hand away. Spectacularly dangerous! It is cursed! Whoa. He hands the egg back to the captain and brushes his hands on his clothes. Randy takes the egg back uncertainly. Lucky for you, I have just the thing, Ellidier says as he takes a step backward. But I must collect it from my shop. How will you be paying for my services?
Trade,
Captain Sharpmile says.
Bring the carriage for transport.
Of course, Ellidier says with a bow. I'll meet you at the dock as soon as I've made arrangements. The elf hurries off and the captain turns to you.
What do you think of the jeweler?
You answer that you're not really sure what to make of him, and the captain sneers and spits on the floor.
I wouldn't trust him as far as I could throw him. He either knows too much or he thinks he does. But that means we know where we stand with him. Better to know we're on a shaky ground than to think it's firm, don't you think?
He lets that sink in for a minute before letting you know he's heading back to the ship. He suggests that if you have any more errands to run, you do them now. He'll meet you aboard the ship in an hour or so. I don't have to go back to the store. I'm all good. I think we're good to go. Let's return to the ship. Number 165. You return to the Rapier Wit to find Captain Sharpsmile and Opal speaking companionably on the deck. You also notice the name of the bow of the ship has been repainted in a slightly shaky hand, erasing the last traces of the Sun Dancer. Next to the captain and first mate, bound and gagged, are the two prisoners, ex-Captain Solaris and Lady Saphira. Uh, Despite the hangdog looks of the captives, the mood aboard the Rapier Wit is celebratory. Knots of sailors have gathered about Rain, Ribcage, and someone who appears to be Saphira's valet, Francis. Uh, he seems to be having a grand time despite his manacles, and his gag is hanging down around his neck, allowing him to chat with the rest of the crew. As you reach the top of the gangplank, the clatter of hooves and wooden wheels draws your attention below. An inort carriage, inort? That's not a word. An ornate carriage drawn by two brilliant white stallions in full regalia pulls up to the docks. The jeweler, Eladir, emerges wearing fine robes and glittering rings on every single finger.
Ah, he's here! Come along, you two!
Captain points at the two prisoners, who are slow to get started. Only Ribcage grabs a hold of their chains, however. They move faster to avoid being dragged. Opal nods to you and smiles broadly. Come on, you're going to want to see this. Eladir approaches the gangplank as the captain jogs ahead of you to meet with the jeweler.
Did you find what you need?
He asks eagerly.
Can you point the way to Oki Island?
I can, the jeweler says, holding up a dark-stained hardwood case. But first, we must settle payment. No more IOUs, Randall.
Of course not. Just like last time, a trade.
The captain beckons Ribcage closer. Opal and Rain flank the prisoners.
We'll trade you these two hostages. One ex-captain Tango Solaris and one Lady Saphira. Given name unknown, as she would not even deign to share it.
Hostages? Really? Will the ransom be worth anything this time? Eladir is making a show of considering the offer.
I mean,
Hostages can be so bothersome. And it's not like I have any cells at the manor. They would have to stay in one of the guest suites. The more the jeweler speaks, the more frantically Saphira and Solaris try to communicate around their gags. The captain gestures to Ribcage to remove them. Uh, yes, yes, anything to get me off this foul, detestable ship, Saphira cries as soon as hers is off. A carriage, a manor, a suite, and taking me away from this idiot. My family will reward you handsomely. The lady is
as sharp as a marble, but I'm sure someone will pay you to get her back. So we have an accord?
Uh, um,
So we have an accord?
Captain Sharpsmile asks the elven jeweler quietly.
Two hostages to ransom in exchange for the location of Oki Island.
Hey, Jaded. Thank you for lurking, for being a creeper.
Deal.
Chat paused. Why did my chat get paused? There we go. Deal, Eladir says with a nod. If you would both please wait for me in the carriage. Randy glances at the two prisoners and shouts one last aphorism in the general direction.
We suffer more often in imagination than in reality, my lady. I hope your trip continues with no further interruption.
Saphira starts screaming expletives. This is all your fault, Tango! She jerks her head toward ex-captain Solaris, who seems to be focused on staring despondently at his feet. I should never have listened to Mother, he says, shaking his hand. I was never cut out for the office corps. Number and ledgers don't mutiny. Now, I'll have to scrub deck on dirty trade ships forever. Randall looks at him almost empathetically.
No hard feelings, Tango. Remember, decks don't scrub themselves.
He dramatically motions goodbye with a tip of the hat and a laugh.
Sayonara.
Later, peep. Ribcage escorts the hostages to the carriage, while Eladier makes a show of opening up his case. On to 162. The case contains a wooden board covered with letters, numbers, and symbols that look like constellations. If you would pass me the egg, Eladier says. If only you could sell me this bauble, I could make us all rich. Well, I would merely be richer, but you'd be rich.
It's nothing compared to what we'll find on Oki Island,
The captain says with a gleam in his eye.
What now?
Where do we find Oki Island? Where do we find Oki Island? Eladier asks the egg, and then he places it on the board and moves it around. He produces a small piece of paper and a writing charcoal to make notes and repeats the process several times. Straight up Ouija board. Oh, that's good. Um, all right, so we can roll Arcana, or we can roll Wisdom Insight. Hey, Spider Knight, haven't seen you in a while. Arcana, or where's my here? Oh, it's on the side here. Arcana or Insight? Arcana is a -1. Insight is a +4. I think we should do Insight. Just at normal. Good luck. Oop, let's set this. No whammy, no whammy. Big money. Insight check. Oh, my screen is not properly stretched. I'm sorry, guys. Such a rookie. Too much. Too much again. Wrong direction. Okay. Alright, slow down. Alright. Oh my goodness. This needs to go away. This. Stand by. Alright. Shrink this down a little bit. Got a 15, which is what I needed. Go to 127. Though he is very subtle about it, the elven jeweler Eladier appears to be pulling a con on you all. His mannerisms are just a little too crisp, as if he's rehearsed this sort of thing. You keep a close eye on the egg itself, while the jeweler continues with his fake ritual. You quietly point this out to Captain Sharpsmile, and he nods. He even smiles at Opal, who rolls her eyes in the direction of Eladier.
Eladier hasn't gone a day without lying his entire life, the captain says to you. But he knows that selling fake information turns customers into enemies. Just wait.
He turns his attention back to Eladier. Opal mouths the words, "Watch this," and then points. 195. Eladier stops spinning the egg and makes a show of solving some complex puzzle on the pages of his notebook. So, what does it mean? Opal asks the jeweler.
Flotsam.
Flotsam, the jeweler says gravely. Your answer is in flotsam. The board never lies.
The board, Eladir?
Randy asks.
Or was it old Felix, esteemed mayor for life of Flotsam, who came to trade some shiny salvage and told you about a new map in his collection?
Randy looks to you, Opal, Rain, and Ribcage.
Felix loves his maps. Can't stop talking about them. Knowing where you've been and is great and all, he's always saying. But maps show you where you're going. I love that guy. But maps...
Where you're going. Okay. You sure that it's flotsam, then? Rain chimes in from half behind Ribcage. Well, yes. Well, yes, I'm sure. Eladir says, then less steadily, because the board says it so. It is so. Then the egg begins moving again. This time, its meaning is clear to all as it ponderously spells out the phrase, "Take Saphira." At this, the jeweler looks very confused, and Randy just laughs out loud.
Eladir, you've lost your touch. You old fraud. She's your problem now, one way or another. No way I'm taking her back.
For a moment, Eladir turns green about the gills as he seems to wonder whether he's accepted a white elephant, but he isn't given much time for contemplation.
Fine,
The captain says quickly.
Flotsam it is. Thank you, Eladir, for both the information and the show.
There's a brusque goodbye to the jeweler as he climbs into the carriage and it sets off. Over its clatter of wheels and hooves, you think you hear Saphira's very unladylike whoop, whew of elation. Or woo of elation. And with a destination in mind, the captain and crew, now including an extremely eager to help Francis, quickly make the final preparations to set sail before the sun dips below the horizon. I'm glad Francis is joining us. He deserves better than dealing with Saphira all the time. Go to 196. Chapter 4. The Fracas and Flotsam. With giddy energy, Captain Sharpsmile helms the rapier wet through the night on the way to Flotsam. Despite the unexpected night shift, there isn't a single grumble from among the crew asked to main stations by moonlight. You are excused to get some rest, however. And that's not a request. Opal says from the captain's side. If what the captain tells me is true, you'll be an asset if we have trouble. But we need you sharp. Gain the benefits of a long rest. Sweet. Dawn-based resources. Take spell management. Oh, I like it. Look at that. It shows a nice little eventually take a long rest. Very nice. That's a nice little feature added that is not usually in, or was not in the old Roll20 stats. In the morning, you emerge on deck to the captain still at the helm, reaching up to direct the wheel of the ship. Opal is still next to him, but she seems clear-eyed and focused, so she likely hasn't been there all night. She gestures you over to join them. I wasn't expecting the ship to be in pristine condition, but what did you do to it? She's asking him. Fly it through a lightning storm? I mean, kinda.
Closer to the truth than you think, the captain says. We're seaworthy still, but only barely. Can you help? Work your magic?
Of course, Captain, the elf replies, cracking her knuckles and rolling her neck. Of course. That little hiatus in Brigand's Bay gave me a chance to cook something up. She pulls an unobtrusive leather cord from around her neck, produces an amulet. With an incantation and some arcane gestures, she picks at a sliver of wood from a damaged railing. She rubs it between thumb and forefinger until it disappears, and a warm, sunny glow appears around the amulet. In its light, the broken bits of the railing reach toward one another and rejoin.
Fantastic work as always, Opal, the captain says. Please, go about the repairs and bring the adventurer with you. I will give you a chance to get acquainted.
The captain nods in your direction, and Opal turns toward you, smiling broadly and nodding in greeting.
Oh, Rain!
The captain shouts.
Do your thing!
Got it! Rain shimmers into half a dozen copies of himself, each new version picking up a tool, some wooden planks, or in some other way addressing some damage to the ship. Come on, Opal says to you. Captain's orders. Let's be friends. Uh, she gestures towards the stern, and you follow. That's a fun little image. I was worried about dealing with this group, but the more I deal with them, I like them. I mean, Sharp Smile is kind of annoying. I'm a little worried. He's gonna get us into trouble, but Opal's good. Rain, it's a little shy. Ribcage. I'm scared of Ribcage. Was that the right number? I didn't see. Shoot. Yeah, right number. You accompany Opal to the stern of the ship, and she shakes her head, tutting over the damage. You know, I've done a lot of mending in my time, she says wistfully. She whispers an incantation into glowing fingers and then smooths some of the milder scratches out of the railing. Most pirates I've known go the other way and focus on breaking. But let me tell you, if it's damaged hull that sinks ships, not it's damaged. It's a damaged hull that sinks ships, not rams. And fixing a busted door behind you is a great way to slow pursuit. Uh, you ask what you can do to help, and regardless of how you intended it, Opal gives you a few ways you could help her repair the elemental damage. All right. Check out something. All right. If you can cast rituals as part of your spellcasting feature, you can help speed up the repairs with your spellcasting spell. I don't, or manually prep the damaged areas for Opal's magic. Looks like I'm going manual. Oh, manual labor. 225. Woo! Inspiration! All right. So this is something I haven't figured out yet. I need to be able to stack inspirations. So where are the things that we used to have? On the old character sheet, let's see. Let's look at, oh, that's the new one. Let's look at the old one. In this section here, I was out. So I have one. How do I create one of those thingies? As a resource, that's what it was called. Skills and tools. No. Spells? No, not spells. Inventory. Not money. We can ignore the money thing. Uh, so my darts. If I throw a dart, does it automatically count the dart weapon? No, that's not going to help us. Hmm. Features and traits. Three dots. Notes. Hey, Beaver, if you're still around, do you know if there's a way to add uh, resources like we had for in the old character sheet? Maybe there's something in the advanced tools. Yeah, I'm not going to play with the attributes live. That'll just cause huge issues. Hmm. If I create an item in the inventory, can I do this. Inspiration. That's kind of nice. Quantity is just one. Yeah. Huh. That's not as ideal. That's kind of that's definitely a downside of the new character sheet, I think. Prepare spells, show additional controls. Control what parts of the sheet you share. Auto rolling damage and making customizations. I might have to get some feedback in the future. Alright. Oh, it's using the 2024 rules. Let's go to that so we don't use those rules. Alright. Sorry about that. We have an inventory item. That'll work for now. Um, it's not as quick and easy to get to. But, anywho. You find a set of tools and begin work on prepping the areas ahead of Opal's repair spell by adjusting crooked fixtures, clearing excessive debris, and even providing a path through the damage. Behind your manual work, Opal sweeps up with her spell. Magically animated tools leap to work up and down the length of the ship, rejoining beams, restoring tattered nails, and even clearing the deck of salt that had accumulated while it was the ex-captain's responsibility to scrub it. That was a that was a huge help, Opal says. Thanks so much. If those are any use to you, you can keep them. Ooh, we got some carpenter's tools. I don't know if you want me using carpenter's tools, though. I am a drunk, after all. But a drunk sailor... Huh, I'm a sailor, though. I've been successfully drugged. Oh, that was the proficiency? Dang it. I'm not proficient in them, so I gotta remove that. Sorry. All right. All right, back on track. Woo. Trade them for alcohol. Oh, Nevin, you know how this works. Uh, Opal suggests that you get yourself washed up, but before you can do anything, Rain calls out from the crow's nest that Flotsam is in sight. Oh, that wasn't too far of a trip, other than overnight. You accompany the rest of the crew, who crowd the railing to view the destination. At first, you mistake Flotsam for some buoyant driftwood. It looks from afar like a load of floating rubbish. To be fair, it actually looks like that up close too. You can see how the place got its name of Flotsam. Ah. As the Rapier Wit pulls up to the dock, you can tell where old ships, crates, barrels, anything has been scavenged and nailed together to create a faux landmass. A town whose story is written in shipwrecks. Sprawling outward from the docks, you can see where buildings have been erected on floating platforms connected by bridges, planks, and cables. Some are whole cabins, entirely salvaged from their original vessels. Others are small and humble huts built from driftwood. It is an eclectic place, but nevertheless, you can see that it has a sense of homeliness as well. Or it would feel homely if any people were there. The lap of waves against wood is the only sound throughout the village. The Rapier Wit quickly docks, uh, and the gangplank is lowered. You join the crew as they spill off the ship to make a perimeter on the dock. The captain and jumps down next to you and frowns as he scours the place.
Felix, you around?
He calls out. There is no response. He heads forward and begins to shout out, calling for anyone to come and meet the crew. There is no answer, just silence. This place is utterly deserted.
What in the blazes? Where is everyone?
He mutters to himself. He looks back toward Opal, who shrugs clueless. Did they all sail away? Rain suggests, piping up from where they're securing the ship. Randy shakes his head in response, his brow now furrowed in concern, tongue fiddling with one of his gold teeth.
Well, it happens, but only in the face of some disaster promising certain death. So something's happened. Everyone, go and see if you can locate any sign of the townspeople.
Whoa. That is cool. You and the crew scatter to create a loose search party. The first structures you come across appear to be small family homes. If you go inside and search, or if you want to pass the structures unexamined, continue. I'm gonna go search. This is weird. What is going on here? I guess we can look for people too. Whatever. But loot. I mean, hey, that's always loot's always good. All right. Heading around the outside of the houses, you do your best to check for any signs or explanations as to the emptiness of this town. The outside of homes show just as much life as the insides. Toys carved from wood lie as if abandoned by tots before heading in for dinner. Small planter boxes full of wilting herbs, which must be a labor of love to maintain on an island like this. You push the first door you come to. It isn't locked and swings open easily, revealing a small domicile. The furniture is mostly scrambled together, but seems well loved. You can tell whoever lived here was proud of their home. 5 chairs are crowded around a small table, giving the appearance of it being a family area. One of the chairs is even taller than the others, for a toddler to sit on. Uh, Investigation or in perception? Let's see. I think it's perception I'm better at. -1 versus 4. Yep. Let's perceive the crap out of this. That's... Oh, if you get a 10 or more. Oh, sweet. Go to 230. You scour high and low and find many things of interest. A single abandoned shoe, a packet of cigarettes shoved between planks as if they are being hidden from a loved one, but nothing which jumps out to you as being a clue as to where the entire population of this island has gone. It's just very clear that they left in a hurry. At first glance, nothing seems askew, but then you see something out of the corner of your eye. As you take in the sights and smell of the house, you notice that a panel on the wall is slightly ajar, revealing a space behind it. Peeking inside, you see it's a hidden recess containing a small leather pouch that jingles when you shake it. There you go, Nevin. We got ourselves our loot. All right, let's go to scroll up inventory. In inventory. Look at the monies. 11 GP, 504. Woohoo! Broke 500. Plus turquoise. Cost 10. There's a cost column now. That is very nice. I've been missing that in the other game. If you leave the pouch where you found it, gain inspiration. Yeah, nope. I'm a pirate. I take stuff. It seems there's nothing else of interest here, and certainly no residents. So you continue your search for clues elsewhere. Are you just telling me to take it because there's nothing to attack, Nevin? The main street is a long walkway. Once the decks once the decks of many ships, now a make-do boulevard. You notice the way the wood has worn from years of feet passing along it. Though this town is much smaller than Port Plenty or even Brigand's Bay, it still seems eerie that it should now be so quiet. The next location of interest you find is a fishmonger. Based on the sign hanging above, it's an open-air stall, and ooh, there's a lightning bug out my window. That threw me off. Uh, the next location of interest you find is a fishmonger. Based on the sign hanging above, it's an open-air stall, and given the nature of the town, it's no surprise that it looks well visited. You can see the path that has been made by thousands of footfalls to its counter over and over again. Nature or wisdom? Or skip it. Well, there's no point in not doing a nature or survival. Uh, Nature, -1. Survival, +2. We'll go survival. Need to get a 12 or more? Not worth using my inspiration yet. Ugh, I don't survive. I think that's what that means. You search the fishmonger's stall, but don't find anything except a pile of old fish scales. There's nothing remarkable about them except for their incredible size. They are easily the size of dinner plates. Whoa. So it's likely this stall could have stocked a single fish for a day, or maybe to sell it to the townsfolk. Ahead, you hear the pirates' crews cry. Ahead, you hear the pirate crew's cries of "All clear!" start to move farther away. So without having found much, you continue on your way. I found something, comes a call from up ahead, and you see it's Opal. She's pointing at something hanging pinned to a wall with a harpoon. It's definitely a dead body, and for a moment you're stuck between whether it's a large fish or a small humanoid. The smell indicates fish for sure, but the size and shape seems much more the latter.
Well, looks like the poor residents were subjected to a raid.
The captain sighs as he comes over, poking the corpse with the tip of his sword. What is it? Asks one of the crew members. Brinefin, Rain states. They're nasty little creatures, scavengers mostly. Travel the ocean in swarms, looking for dead whales and vulnerable towns. Just bad luck that Flotsam seems to have fallen into their path. You think they're dead? You know, Felix and the rest? Asks Opal. The captain shakes his head.
No, if they were, there'd be bodies. Or blood at least. Brine fins are smarter than that as well. And they're omnivores. I think the citizens of Flotsam escaped, and the brine fins ate whatever they couldn't find. Let's get going.
Uh, do we suggest looting or press on with the crew? Yep. We're pirates. A wide, wide smile appears on Captain Randy's face.
That's my dear friend, he says. That, my dear friend, he says, is an excellent idea. Now you're thinking like a pirate. Everyone, go see what you can grab.
Before anyone can say anything else, he runs off, cackling to himself for a moment before slowing down and continuing with more decorum. The crew splits and starts heading toward the houses, kicking the doors and grabbing anything of value. You join in without a second thought. Oh, 8d6. Come on, roll. /R. 8d6. Come on. 23? Oh, that's a lot of twos. Only 23 gold. 527. 527. All right. Flush with the camaraderie of the heist, you and the crew press on looking for Felix's home and the map that might hold the key to your next move. 221. The pirates around you move carefully but briskly through the bridges and walkways of flotsam. The captain has joined you and is loosely following your movements, while Opal, Rain, and Ribcage flank him. It's not long before Randy hisses and waves, the signal passing through the crew to stop and look.
Look there. See them?
The captain whispers to you.
They're still here.
Following his pointing finger, you see a nicer than average flotsam home that you surmise is the mayor's. Milling about the main entrance are three small humanoids. Even from this distance, you can see the namesake fins on their heads, the scales glistening in the sun, and impressive sets of teeth. Ooh. Interesting. I like the claw staff thing. It's pretty sweet. Uh, you could try to attack them, or sneak past them, or negotiate a way into the house. Nevin, do it. Say it. I know what you're going to say. What are we doing? There's no need to resist. Um, all right. So we're going to attack. 216. You opt to attack the brine fins head on. The rest of the crew agree that you should take them on, and one offers to be backup. Randy looks uncomfortable with the consensus being violence.
While violence might be necessary, let's keep it to a minimum, all right?
The captain looks at the small creatures that have begun roughhousing on the ground.
The one on the left looks like my niece.
Uh, you make no promises as you pick up half to the platform to attack the small monsters. Come on. There are three brine fins that have picked up small spears and engaged you. Uh, the rest of the crew form a defensive line well away, but no one is offering any support. Not even one who had offered to back you up a little earlier. In fact, they seem eager to see what you can do. Money is even changing hands in the crew's wagers on your chances. Jeez. Brine fin. So I'm fighting three of these things? Is that what I see? Each time you reduce one of the brine fins to 0 HP, any remaining monsters must roll a wisdom saving throw against or escape. It was three, right? Three? There are three brine fins. Oh my goodness, let's do this. Let's get the music going. Let's get the music going. That's not the music button. Oh, let's get the music going. What's going on here? Come on. Come on. There we go. Go to this. We are on number 232. Character sheet, go away real quick. Nope, I didn't click that one. I clicked that one. 232. All right. So I'm going to say they're around here, and that's where the mayor's house is. All right, Pigeon. Good to see you. Thanks for watching. I want this drinks in motion. This is the new character sheet. So new it doesn't have the stats. The stat. Oh, they moved that to the top of the list too. All right, I'm liking the new setup much better. All right, my token's there. Now I need the 3 Bitey. We defeated Bitey already. 3 Brine Fin. Got a flash flood warning. Oh. Um, and some thunder and lightning. Very, very frightening. All right, we're going to do some initiative here. Oh man, there's 3 of them. This is... Bitey's gone. Get rid of Bitey. Get rid of Bitey. Brine Fin, that one's there. Initiative. Initiative. They all rolled very good initiative. That's nerve-wracking a little bit. Oops, I have the wrong token, it looks like. Yeah, just do that. Bang TA. Nope, this is not going to work well. Alright, I'm just going to be clicking a bunch of stuff. Alright, let me try it one more time here. Switch this back to the other one, because it is supposed to be the other one. I have a feeling the problem is... Oh, maybe not a problem. Let's see. That hasn't been updated for the new character sheet yet. We'll have to work on that later. Alright, come on. Just do what I need you to do. Oh, grab this little thing down here. Audrey's here! Hi, Audrey. Welcome to the stream. I'm about to fight Brinekin, or Brinefin. Let's roll my initiative. A regular roll. How do I do? Ah, I'm last. Oh, that's not good. All right, this is the order. That guy first. They need to be on the actual squares. He's gonna come climb past his friend up to me, and with a one-handed spear. Or would he go two-handed? Probably two-handed. But weapon attack. If you use with two hands to make a melee, or 1d6 minus. Okay, got it. I feel like they're gonna go two-handed, which is more terrifying. Normal attack. Oh, 16's a hit. Come on, roll bad. That's a great hit. They're scrawny little guys. What? Okay. So all of the extensions are broken with this um, setting, it looks like. That's a bummer. Okay, brine fin number 2. It's this guy right here. He's going to jump beside him. He's also going to swing with two hands. And he will miss. Oh, they're in one of the short quests too? Oh, I like that they're reusing stuff. What's their speed? Speed of 20. I'm wondering if he would be able to come 15, jump into the water, and then I think he'd be able to do that. And then with his spear, maybe grab onto the dock and swing one-handed at me. Yeah, let's try that. Let's see what happens. Run this guy. He misses. It's not a smart move. Because what I can do is I can brine fin in below me here. I'm going to swing at him with my sword. Regular hand, short sword. Come on, come on, come on. Dirty 20. Beautiful. Right. No. It's not quite flanking because they have to be exactly across. Oh geez. So the first one is this one here. He gets -9. He is almost twice dead. Um, but I will definitely use a flurry of blows. Um, flurry of blows. 2 unarmed strikes, and I'll just roll them both now. They have to do wisdom checks. For what? Oh, to see if they run. If you dropped it, each time you reduce one of the brine fins to 0. Thank you, Nevin. Let's roll a couple wisdom saves. Let me roll these 2 before I forget. Alright, so I took down the first guy. These 2 will do a save. No, not that. A save. Normal. Wisdom. I have to get above a 12. Or wisdom saving throw against DC 12 or escape into the water and leave the fight. So if they fail, they run. Okay. So that one stays. Oh, he got a 12. Meter beat. Yep. Normal. Wisdom. He vanishes. Move him to the GM layer. Splash. Um, so this other guy, I then attack him with an unarmed strike of 15. 15 hits, I believe. What was their AC? 12? Yep. So that hits. Let's see, take him out. All right. Go to 244. I'm wondering, would I get? It doesn't say anything. I think it says or they escape. Okay. Um, so it's not like a or step away. According to you, Nevin, I'm already at level what? 16 now. What's V at? 22, I think. Level 26. Probably 26. Uh, all right. Well, but then you went adventuring on your own, so now 26. Standing victorious in the now empty space in front of the door, Captain Sharp Smile approaches you.
Nice work, I suppose,
He grumbles.
wish you hadn't been so rough with the little guys. But not all of us folk are trying to walk the path of peace.
Captain, you're a pirate, Opal calls. You hardly walk anywhere.
Well, of course, we're sailing. Why split hairs over the form of locomotion? Now, if you would please lead the way inside, adventurer. I believe I have a map waiting.
He gestures towards the door, which, as you reach for it, bursts open of its own accord. Uh-oh. Have to fight more Brian Finn? The flung open door to this once fine home swings slowly as a swarm of Brinefins boil out of it. The ones in front skid to a stop when they see you, jamming up what looks like hundreds of the small, sharp-toothed humanoids inside. The logjam makes those in the back start to pile up, threatening a tidal wave. What? But the startled monsters up front hold the line. You catch a glimpse of a thoroughly ruined home behind them. It seems they have been having some kind of party, likely with the contents of the pantry, and it turned into a proper rager. The smell is like the catch of the day left in the sun until it's the catch of last week.
There it is!
Randy shouts at you.
You found the swarm! Get out of there, adventurer!
His voice breaks whatever spell of confusion had overcome the little toothy maws with arms and legs. A chorus of snarls and growls sounds, and the mass of stinking, ravenous beasts surges towards you. Do we stand our ground, try to slow the advancing horde down, or turn and run? Hmm. I don't know. It depends on. I think. I would say maybe a bigger one might be better because you get a little more meat on that, but maybe the smaller ones probably do smell kind of nasty. Huh, that's a good question. That's an important question right there. Um, so are we going to stand our ground, slow the advancing horde down, or turn and run? It's true, they are bottlenecked. Hmm. Or we try to slow them down. How? I say fight instead of death by 1,000 bites. How would I slow them? I don't know. And I'm a drunken master, so I feel like running isn't really my style. I'm trying to think of every Jackie Chan movie I've ever seen. Drunk run? No, I'm not doing the Captain Jack Sparrow run. Uh, all right. I feel like the shenanigans is the slow down, is the slowing them down part too. Because he's like hits one and then he rolls through a ladder, swings the ladder, spinning it. Um, I also think that the stay and fighting 100 of them might be the. There are ways to die in these books. I'm thinking that might be one of them, but that's kind of doing some meta. I think the slowing down is what I would do, where I'm like, they come at me, I flip one over my back into the water. Yeah, that's where we gotta go. The massive snarling, snapping brine fin seems to be unstoppable, but you can at least slow them down. If you have a spell or ability that can create difficult terrain, you can use that. If you have a spell or ability that can create a damaging area of effect, you can use that. However, if you don't have either of these effects at your disposal, then you're limited to either standing your ground or running away. Darn it. Don't think I have any kind of anything. All right. I've got 3 people in chat right now. Stand my ground or run away. The 2 out of 3. That's what I need. I'm going with whatever you guys tell me. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's see. I'm only a level 2 monk at this point, so that's. We got Flurry of Blows. All right. Nervous as heck. Let's do it. We're standing our ground. Gain inspiration. All right. I was asking you this earlier, Beaver. I don't know if you heard me, but do you know if there's a way in the new character sheet to. Let's see, do I still have the old character sheet open? I do not. To create the little. In these things here. Because I have this inspiration thing. Um, and I want to just. I was trying to figure out if there's a way to add that. Anywho. Uh, so I now have 2 inspirations. Take 1d6 of slashing damage. Put up the best fight you can, but you're facing an overwhelming tide of teeth, claws, and spears. There must be dozens of them attacking you. /R 1d6 3. I take 3 damage. And I took 1 in the fight earlier, so I'm at... Oh, okay. I need to tell them to hurry up. Oh. I didn't see that survey. Bummer.
Get out of there! Screams the captain. Ribcage! Get in there and help! Quick!
You're still standing, go to 224. Alright. You manage to stay on your feet and hear a rhythmic thudding sound. You look around and see that Ribcage has pulled the massive warhammer off his back and is now sweeping brine fins out of the way and clearing a path to you. He nods at you and then jerks his head back toward the crew, who have already turned and fled. Together, you both escape down the path the bugbear has cleared, fending off brine fins as you do. In the face of the churning mass of hungry mouths and spears, you make a break for it. The brine fins' small legs and semi-aquatic lifestyle means that they can't keep up with you, but those that hop into the water are keeping pace better. Ahead of you, the rest of the crew clatters along the walkways and over the channels between platforms. The masts of the Rapier Wit loom up ahead, getting closer far too slowly. A pirate ahead of you stumbles and falls into the sea. The water churns, then bubbles, then goes still. Oh, sorry, dog. Okay. Dog needed out. Halfway back to the ship, 2 duplicates of Rain peel off in back and turn to face the horde. The brine fins fall onto the 2 figures and slow down, buying the crew precious moments in the escape. As the replicates fall, however, you clearly hear the original Rain up ahead cry out in pain. Oh my gosh. Scampering under an empty market stall, Randy calls at you to hurry up. Turning around to see how you're doing, Opal skids to a stop. Rain! Ribcage! Make sure the captain reaches the ship! Then she points at you. You're gonna want to hurry up! Opal begins chanting, her hands making unsettling shapes in the air in front of her. Then, with a rude noise, a stream of yellow-green gas jets from her outstretched fingers to detonate in a cloud of foul-smelling vapors right in the middle of the brine fins. Those caught directly in the stench immediately drop, shaking to the ground. The ones behind them attempt to skid to a stop, but the surging crowd pushes them into the horrible haze. Ooh. Within moments, the vast majority of the brine fins are either flopping around on the ground or coughing in the stink. Opal has brought you enough time to catch up. She waits for you, and then runs alongside you back to the ship. Timeout. I would be running faster because first off, I'm a monk. My speed is 30. It's only 30, but I also have I could have used a key point. Anyhow, I would have. I've got my feline agility here. I could have moved with burst of speed. I wouldn't have been falling behind. All I'm saying. With relief, you reach the gangplank. You are one of the last ones to board. The captain stands at the bottom, waving you up. You hang back with the captain at the base of the gangplank, allowing Opal and a few other stragglers to also aboard.
That's everyone, Captain Sharpsmile says, and it looks like the rest are back on their feet.
You look over to the mass of attackers swarming across the town to reach you, but it seems you'll make a narrow escape. The gagging brine fins have begun to stand and resume their charge at you at the ship. Some even weakly throwing spears that clatter on the plank walkways or plop into channels.
Prepare to weigh anchor,
The captain bellows, but then he let loose a more guttural cry. brine fin leaps out of the water onto the captain's back, its sharp teeth gnashing at the air by his ear. You go to leap on his defense, but you're just a split second too slow. "I'll save the captain!" cries a familiar voice, followed by a thud. A white-bearded, red-uniformed man slams into the brine fin, clinging to the captain's back, and takes it to the ground. "Francis!" screams a voice from up above. "No, not Francis!" What? Uh, when the grimacing face appears, you see it to indeed. You see it is indeed the old man who boarded with Sapphira. His beard is unkempt, his uniform dirty and torn, and his eyes are smudged with coal. But it's definitely the valet. Oh, he yells, "Not Francis! I lived my life on others' terms," he says to you. "I'm dying on mine. Get out of here!" He staggers to his feet, holding the brine fin by the neck and shaking it. As the aquatic humanoid is lifted in the air, it changes its demeanor from aggression to fear. Lifting the creature as a shield, Francis shouts at you again, "Go!" Several other brine fins are getting nearer, and there are dozens more behind them, too.
Come on!
The captain says to you, grabbing you as you pass.
He made his choice. Make it count.
Oh. Gotta get rid of this person. Ban! You are not selling to me.
Come on!
The captain says, grabbing you as you pass.
He made his choice. Make it count.
Oh, Francis. Francis's sacrifice buys you just enough time for a narrow escape, and you follow the captain aboard the Rapier Wit. The ship's sails drop and snap full of wind, and the vessel pulls away from Floatsam's haphazard dock. You four,
with me.
the captain says and stalks off to his quarters. You're left standing on deck with Rain, Opal, and Ribcage. Any thoughts you might have had to disobey evaporate when Ribcage lays his enormous hand on your shoulder and half guides, half pushes you to the captain's cabin. As you approach, the door is thrown open, and you can hear high-pitched roars and screeches, followed by the thuds and crashes of things being thrown around the room. You walk in just as he's flipping over the table containing his charts.
I'll kill all that filthy jeweler,
Randy snarls.
I'll burn him alive. In that fancy manner of his. I'll make him beg for it.
When he sees you and the other three pirates, he immediately stops his tirade. "It's all right, Captain," Opal says. "You've been doing remarkably well on your path. I could do with a little more wanton destruction about now myself." In a show of solidarity, the elf kicks a chest on the floor which overturns, spilling its contents. It was the case containing Sapphira's jeweled egg. Why don't we just cut our losses and sell that?" Rain asks, pointing at the egg rolling around on the floor.
Because it's the key to Oki Island,
The captain cries in exasperation.
or it would be if I just had that thrice blasted map.
As he's talking, the egg catches your eye because it's rolling in a direction contrary to the movement of the ship, as if it's moving toward a particular destination. When you point this out, everyone in the room turns their attention to the egg's strange-looking search. Eventually, it seems to find that it's looking for a nautical chart from Randy's upturned table. With a faint grating sound, the egg rolls in a little concentric rings on the paper. Then it stands itself up on its base in the middle of the ocean.
Well,
The captain breathes.
that was something. What do you make of that?
Investigation or insight? Investigation or insight? I believe it's going to be insight. Come on. Investigation or insight? Insight. 10 or more on the insight check with a +4. I feel comfortable. Jeez. I had to open my damn mouth. 207. Though obviously strange, you don't understand the significance of the egg's behavior. It seems that Rain has some insights, however, and is working something out in their head. 204. Rain. Oh, time out. Rain leans forward over the map and examines the spot under the egg. Captain, it looks like there should be an island there based on the chart. Do you have another? Captain Sharpsmile pulls out another map of the surrounding area and sets it on the floor. The egg wobbles, tips, and rolls onto the second chart. It finds the same empty location and rights itself again. In a frenzy of scrambling through maps, the captain throws several more charts of the local waters onto the floor, with the egg repeating its little show in the same blank spot, on each one. The captain stares at the egg for a moment and then looks around the room at those gathered there.
Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart.
So, set a course, Captain? Opal asks. When he doesn't answer, she nods and leaves for the deck of the ship. Captain, do you think that this is a good idea? Rain asks. Captain Sharpsmile lifts the egg up, a manic edge to his smile.
Of course I do, Rain. I've never been wrong.
Ooh. Opal, Rain, and Ribcage also leave, with Ribcage pulling you gently along with them as he goes. Once you're out of the cabin, he closes the door on the still grinning captain holding the egg in his hands. Go to 200. On deck, Opal heads straight for the helm and adjusts course with the help of the sextant. The sails fill with wind, and the rapier wits barrel ahead on its new course. It's not long before the first mate calls out, however, Captain, off the port bow, we've got something.
Is it Okie Island already?
The captain blurts as he bursts onto deck from the cabin. In the sky off port bow, you see what appears to be a cloud made of jelly. Looming against the darkening sky, absolutely silent, it drifts gracefully through the air. From this distance, it's impossible to tell how large it is exactly, but it's clear it is far larger than the rapier wit. What is it? Asks Rain, their brow furrowing in confusion. A cloud? An elemental? It's getting bigger.
No, it's getting closer.
The captain mumbles, his eyes widen in fear.
Sky pillar jellyfish, and it's coming this way.
Why don't we change course to avoid it? Rain asks, with a set of Captain's jaw answers their question even before he speaks.
If we drop anchor, it'll hit. There's no time to tack. And uh, we'll get tangled up for sure, even if we could manage it.
Randy stares balefully at the massive approaching jellyfish for a moment. Then his face lights up.
Sometimes the best way is through.
Oh, God. All hands brace for impact, cries Opal. And if you're not doing anything useful, get below. The captain jabs a finger in your direction.
You are absolutely useful. Stay where you are.
Oh my gosh. Gosh. Okay, I'm not too bad off. The wind gusts and the sky pillar jellyfish looms overhead like a mountain peak. Now you can hear a faint slithering sound as the tentacles hanging at water level lazily search for prey. Oh, Chicago. Um, what? Nature check. I'll use one of my inspirations on this one. Thank goodness I used that. Um, I mean, it always could be that. That is a very valid point, Beaver. Um, how many times has that statement that you just posted actually been written out? Because I feel like this was not the first time that that's been posted somewhere in the world. You are completely unfamiliar with jellyfish. Jellyfishes? And don't have insights on how to overcome the particular hazard. All you can do is brace for impact. An acrid odor is carried by the wind, and the low slithering sound coming from over the water has grown into a clicking and clacking. Excuse me. A mist has risen up off the ocean from the swirling agitation of the jellyfish tentacles searching beneath the surface of for more sustenance. You lose sight of the jellyfish in the fog. Is it gone? Asks a crew member brave enough to still be on deck.
No way no way are we so lucky, the captain says. Be prepared. Something is coming. And it's best to assume the worst.
The giant invertebrate overheard must have heard the captain and decided to oblige him. A dark band of jellyfish tentacle coalesces out of the mist and hurtles towards the deck of the ship. The huge pulsating tendril of translucent flesh slams across the deck of with a crash, long wicked barbs squealing against the deck as they search for purchase.
Hack it off before it gets a hold,
Yells Captain Sharp Smile. Everyone above deck rushes for the tentacle, with the same axes normally used to repel boarders. Then another tentacle slams into the deck behind you.
That one's yours, adventurer,
Opal yells. That was yours, adventurer, Opal yells. They could get to know my name. It's kind of rude. Keep calling me adventurer. She hurls bolts of fire into the mist, tracking movements in the soupy air, leaving you to deal with the second tentacle alone. 199. You move to engage in Jellyfish's appendage. The first time you hit the tentacle with a weapon, attack. Go to 236. The first time you hit tentacle with a magical attack or elemental damage, do 241. Is this... Oh, this is a combat. Alright. Alright. So we're 199. Oh my lord. Lordy lordy. Jeez. It's terrifying. Come on. Click the screen. Alright. Drinks in motion. It's right there. Drinks in motion. It's right there. There we go. Alright. So, initiative rolls, I guess? I've got jellyfish tentacle. Now, does it attack me too? Uh, no, let's see. Move to engage the appendage. The first time you hit the tentacle with a weapon attack. Good. Alright, so let's roll some inits. Let's clear this. Clear. Who's going first? Oh, that's promising for me. I say that now, knowing all of my initiatives up to this point have just been crap. Alright, I get to go first at least. First attack with a... Is it when I hit with a weapon or when I hit with melee? What was it? Weapon attack. I'm not gonna do an unarmed attack, actually. I will swing my sword at it. 13 hits. I deal 9. That's a good first hit. Alright, first time I hit it. What do I do here? 199. First time I hit it with a... Go to 236. The rubbery texture and thick coat of slime on the jellyfish tentacle protects it from many attacks. Piercing and bludgeoning only does half damage, though a slashing weapon does double damage. Oh. Return to 199. Whew. So I only did half, meaning 9 is rounded. Half is 4.5, which rounds up to 5. So plus 4. I don't have a scimitar, but I do have my claws. So I might do a bonus. I do have one more key point I could use and do flurry of blows again and use my claws, which I think are slashing, right? But I think I need to adjust that attack too. Um, Cat's claws are just a +2 slashing. All right. So bonus action, I'll use my claws. I'll use my key point. I marked it already. Claws twice. Jeez, come on. 12 hits. Not that deal damage. Come on. Uh, um, 1 damage. Nope, not that. And I think I'll still do my regular attack with the sword and then my bonus with the slashing. Because it's. But I don't actually. My claws, a 1d6 versus an unarmed strike. 2 plus 3 is 5 on average versus 3 on average. But 5 divided in half, it doesn't matter. The unarmed strike will hit better, more likely to hit. So I will keep doing that. Woo! All right. Jellyfish's turn. Ugh, I don't like this. A normal roll. Dirty 20 hits. Good to see you, Audrey. Take it easy. I'll take it. Don't you have to deal 1 damage at minimum, though? Um, there is no minimum damage in the rules. So is it possible to deal 0 damage? Um, I think. I don't know if I take damage or not. I'm going to say it's a 0, so I'm going with 0. Alright, my turn. Swing my sword at it. We're going to turn off regular hand. That's a hit. I deal 4 damage. I deal 4 damage to it. In fact, I'm going to pull this out onto another screen to make this go a little quicker here. Stop moving. Alright. So I attacked with that. It dealt 4. My Then I'm gonna bonus action slash with my claws. I am rolling poorly tonight. Alright. Jellyfish's turn. Do I need to change my color, my dice color? It hits. Right? Yep, hits my armor class. 3 damage. I'll set this up again. This time I hope it'll work. Yep, it worked. Good. 8 out of 15. Alright. I can take at least one more hit from it. So I will go ahead and take my turn. Attack with my sword. Come on. Jeez. Bonus action slash my claw. Alright, my claw hits for what? 1 more damage, I bet? Alright, okay. 4. Slow and steady. Alright. Its turn. It's going to spine attack me again. 10 is a miss. Good. I will attack with my sword. I will attack with my sword. There it goes. Woo, I hit. I actually hit. Takes 3 more damage. My goodness. And then swipe with my claw. And miss with my claw. It will do a spine attack on me. And miss. I will do another short sword. Apparently, I take the 7. Darn it. And my claws. This is an epic battle, let me tell you. Two slashing. Tries to do a spine attack on me. 12 is a miss. I will swing my sword. Oh, so close. 4 minus 4 more. This is epic viewing, isn't it, guys? I just tell you guys are on the edge of your seats there, aren't you? So my sword hit, and then my bonus 11 hits. All right, all right. I'm starting to hit things. All right. and that's with my... Oh, wait. Oh, that was a hit. That's the damage. So I get -6 more. Okay, alright, alright. Past the halfway point. We're getting there. We're getting there. Spine attack. 13 is a hit. It deals 2 damage. Um, no, wait. I'm at 6. It automatically did it. I know, right? That like I got a -1 to its attack. That's kind of nice. Um, I just feel like everybody else took care of that other one already by this point, so it'd be nice if they came and helped me out. But no, I got it. It's fine. Don't worry about me. All right, 19's a hit. 7, 3.5, so 4. All right, and then my bonus action claws. Oh, so close. At least I'm hitting well with my claws. Not 55. -5. All right, here's where it's going to roll a 20 and actually do enough damage to take me out. Nope. Sweet. Twelve hits. See my damage. 5 damage, 2, 3, -3. And then my claws. Oh, that's a hit. Come on, roll a 6. Let's finish this off. That's not what I said. All right. Spine attack. So normal roll. Misses. Short sword attack. Misses. My claws hit. Dealing. Don't deal 1. Don't do 1. Okay. 2. Okay. Finally. You reduce the jellyfish tentacle to 0. Go to 212. You manage to split the gelatinous mass into 2 less dangerous halves. They ooze off either side of the ship just as the rest of the crew severs the second tentacle. It also slides into the sea. A ragged cheer goes up from the crew through a few of your fellow pirates. Though a few of your fellow pirates are rolling on the ground in pain from jellyfish stings. Oof. The captain's off arm is hanging limp at his side, and there's a sting wound in that shoulder. Ribcage sports multiple punctures, but hefts 2 heavy axes without any apparent effort. Yeah, yeah, that is extremely uneven. I'm OP is what I'm getting here. The captain's Opal and Rain seem to have come through the altercation unscathed. Yeah, that's about right. Though one of Rain's duplicates is hobbling up to rejoin the original. Looking around, you see the air beginning to clear.
Steady as she goes.
The captain cries out.
Blue skies are in sight.
Another cheer rises. This is even more enthusiastic. I think we're almost at a stopping point. The rapier, which let's switch back some music here. Come on, mouse. It does this weird thing. Right, and I think it's got something to do with frames being missed due to rendering or rendering lag. But I think my mouse moves back and forth to what is missing, and I don't get it. All right. The rapier wit emerges from the fog, kicked up by the sky pillar jellyfish's hunt, and you manage to leave it behind as it continues its mindless search for sustenance. It shrinks into the distance as the ship continues on, sails full and the sea splashing against the hull. Land ho! Rain cries out a few hours later. They rap down from a they rappel down from the rigging. Captain, I think this is it. He rushes to the rail, with you following close behind, puncturing the horizon. You catch your first glimpse of the island. A smudge of smoke rises up from a sharp volcanic peak. Even at this distance, you can see oversized splashes of color from unnaturally large flowers.
Ogie Island!
The captain yells, elated.
Finally! I found it! After all these years, I finally found it!
He rushes to the helm and takes over at the wheel, gesturing for you and his officers to join him. As the rapier whip pulls into the bay, you look up and around you. Among the towering flowers, it's easy to feel like an insect lost in the garden. From this angle, you also see that there are sections of the island itself floating through the air, some also sprouting the huge flora. In the protected bay of Oki Island, the Rapier Wit drops anchor, and the crew prepares for a fitful rest. You manage to get some sleep as well, before readying yourself to go ashore at first light. Oops, wrong screen to click. Boom, there's Oki Island. Cool. Gain the benefits of a long rest. And that, if I wouldn't know any better, is a good place to stop. Woo! Let's do that long. We'll stop right on this screen right here. Where's my character sheet? Oh, right. It's down here. So long rest, meaning I've got my key points back, my health back, and my hit dice back. I do still have that, don't I? I don't remember. Do I have... No, I threw it. Oh, I probably could have used that as a... No, I threw it at the werewolf. Sadly. A lock of hair. I should move. You're right that I should move that. Oh, loot's up here. Oh, I gotta remember I have the Lesser Amulet of the Beast, though. Because that means I'm getting to resistance to creatures with the Beast type. Which, no, that's an aberration. Well, yeah, I gotta keep that in mind. All right, with that, I'm gonna go stop talking for a bit. My throat's starting to hurt. Um, I'm gonna be away for a couple weeks, so I won't be playing again for a couple weeks, sadly. But when I do, I will be streaming it so that we can enjoy it together. Have a good night, everyone. Thanks for watching.